All right, another day to hang out with me, Kathy J, and you. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the Kathy J Show, everybody. Thank you very much for watching today. I love that you're tuning in and spending the half hour with me. Thank you very much. It means the world to me, and it means the world to my staff. So, thank you very much. And for all of you who are streaming us right now, we're so excited that you're doing so with the Denver 7 app. Please tell all of your friends and family too. If they want to stream, regardless of where they are in the nation, they can stream it on the Denver 7 app. That's the way to go. And I need a drum roll. Can I get a drum roll, please? I can't do a drum roll, but everybody at home, hopefully you're doing a drum roll with me. I am proud to announce that Kathy J today is launching the Kathy J Show website. I couldn't even announce it right. So everybody, if you miss an episode or you want to see behind the scenes stuff that happens here, KathyJShow.com. It is active. Please go and support me. Excuse me. Water. I'm kidding. I don't need water, Mary. I'm kidding. So here's the thing. My team and I are always trying to come up with cool things that you can relate to. So today we are talking about stay-at-home moms. To me, you stay-at-home moms are the unsung heroes. You do not get enough credit for what you do. Shout out to all of you stay-at-home moms out there. Woohoo! I love you. I appreciate you very much. Your job is a lot harder than most people realize. Seriously, I learned that firsthand during the pandemic. When I was home with my daughters, they were only 7 and 5 last year, but being home with them made me realize that stay-at-home moms never get a break. You wake up and they're staring at you. You spend your day cleaning the same thing because your house is constantly throwing up toys and cups. And in my case, it was pink glitter. I swore, I got all the pink glitter. Why does it keep poofing and showing up everywhere? And then all day it's meals and games and snacks and I'm bored. And then you end up staring at them, praying that their little angelic faces fall asleep very, very fast. It fills up your whole day after day, month after month, year after year. And then what happens when the kids are grown and the stay-at-home moms decide to go back to work? Well, guess what, moms? You got to have strength for that too, because you're transitioning back into your former careers. Is there anything left of your former career? This is identities that you have had wrapped up in your kids, taking care of their needs, and now you have to figure out what's your separate identity. How do you live outside the home into a whole new world? And I know it can be scary. A lot of moms don't return back to the workforce because it's too scary. Now, I remember my mom. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom. When she went back to work when I was a kid, I was around 10, 11, somewhere in there. My older sister was going into high school. She'd worked retail up until that point. So shout out to Casual Corner. Oh, wait, it was Fashion Bar. That's where my mom worked, Fashion Bar. She could rock those scarves. So my dad, most of my parents, they all worked for the airlines. There was some openings at the reservations office for Continental. Great opportunity for my mom. So she went in and she had to start school again. And I remember her sitting my sister and I down and saying, Mommy hasn't been in school for a while. I need to focus. I need you two to be quiet. I need you two to stay out of my stuff. Because, of course, there were all these colored highlighters that I was trying to steal from her stuff. But, my sister and I were still kids, and she was the one we turned to. It wasn't my dad we ever called. So when she was working, we still bothered her. We still called her at the office when we were fighting. I didn't mean to, but she was my person that I reached out to. But I have to say, sorry about that, Mom, but Kristen was chasing me with a knife. Okay, but I have to say, my mom, by going back to work, was a positive female role model for me because I watched my mom climb up the ladder and eventually she became one of the managers at the reservations office. So props to you, Mom. I'm very proud of you. And today's guest can relate to everybody. She is a lawyer who has lived this and can share what it was like going back to work after being a stay-at-home mom for 16 years. What did she do to relaunch her career at the age of 50? Guess what, everybody? It can happen. It can happen to you. How can you do the same? We're going to tell you. It's all coming up next. See you soon. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Welcome back, everybody. So you've heard me say a couple times, I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt. Good choice on the outfit today. I just want to say, right, Matrice? Right, Director Matrice? You're really impressed. I finally wore something that wasn't black. Are you really happy with me today? All right, I'm sorry. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Now, you've heard me several times on the show. I love Ramos Law as my partner. They've truly been amazing to work with. Dr. Joseph Ramos, oh, you guys met him here on the couch. Like, the guy is amazing. Not only does he stand out as being a doctor and a lawyer, but his entire team of lawyers that he has built at Ramos Law, they are truly one of a kind. And one of those amazing lawyers right now with me today is Marianne Garrison, here to share her story. Excuse me. Hi, Marianne.
Hi. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a personal injury attorney.
Correct.
Okay, and you're working at Ramos Law. But the real story about you is the fact that you were a stay-at-home mom for 16 years. And you just recently, within the past 4 or 5 years, you've come back into the workforce, correct?
Yeah, just a little over 3 years, actually.
Now, there's your beautiful girls.
Yeah.
How old are they in that photo?
They are probably, that is right before I went back to work. So they're about 15 and 17.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful girls. Okay, so you knew you wanted to be a lawyer in life. So you go and get your law degree, and you're out here in Colorado practicing law. You head up to Alaska for a trip.
Right.
See some cute boy up there in a restaurant.
Right.
Start talking to him, and he actually happens to be from Colorado too. Well, not from, but he lives here in Colorado as well. Right. So he's the father of your children. He was your baby daddy, your husband for all those years.
Yeah, exactly.
You said that when you guys first started, that was one of the discussions you had. Do you want kids? Yes. I want to stay home with my children. You said that, correct?
Well, actually, it was just always a mutual decision. It was, just something with our background, both of us being, Christian, having that in common, and just my mom having raised me. Right. Same with his mom. It was just, I don't know who said it first, but it was a mutual decision.
Which is
sure.
Cool, because a lot of times moms, they have to stay home when they find out how much daycare costs, and it's cheaper for them to stay home to save that money, that kind of thing. So it's not their goal. So that's a luxury that you got to say, I'm going to take some time off, and that he got to work and support you guys while you got to enjoy the girls.
Exactly.
Now, while you were with them, I mean, you got to do everything that everyone dreams of. You were that lady with the Starbucks coffee cup at 8 a.m. walking their kids to school.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got to do it last year for the first time, because to be honest, everybody, I was a career woman. And so when the kids came later in my life, I was ready for them, but I only stayed home for like 3 weeks. My maternity leave was 3 weeks because I was on the air. People wanted to know what I was doing. I had to be back on the radio. Mm-hmm. So, and also my coworkers didn't want me gone very long. So I fell victim to the career world. Right. I'm very proud that you didn't feel any of that pressure. Like, that's really, did you, when years go by and you're still talking to lawyers, were you still in that world talking to any lawyers at all?
No.
You completely removed yourself from your entire field.
Yes, and actually, when I found out I was pregnant, and I was actually in the middle of a pretty big jury trial in Jefferson County when I found out I was pregnant, and it was I announced it to the judge and opposing counsel.
I'm pregnant. That man is guilty.
Right, exactly. So excuse the drama. There's hormones going on. Now y'all know why.
Did you win?
We went on appeal.
Okay, that works.
So actually, I forgot the question. No, so I found out, that I was pregnant, and I knew that I would be leaving the practice. Yep. And so at that time, I had just made partner at this, fairly large downtown law firm.
You've done it.
Oh yeah, I'd been there for 10 years, and I literally handed my book of business that I took 10 years to develop in getting your own clients and everything. Literally just handed that off, and
to a guy or a girl?
To a lady.
Yes, okay, mm-hmm. At least that helps. That helps.
And
hey, mind your own business.
And just walked away.
So let's talk about walking back in. Mm-hmm. How does that happen? How do you restart a law degree and a law career with no law firm?
Right. That's a good question because it was not a smooth transition for me.
So what'd you do?
So now my girls are in high school, and there's been some change circumstances in my life, and I need to go back to work.
Right.
And at first I just went back to work, just sort of in a, hourly job that
just to feel
allowed
it
me,
again.
that allowed me to, have the flexibility with the schedule that I needed for
Yes.
what was going on with them. And then I was sitting there one day, I'm like, why am I working for minimum wage when I have a law degree?
We all feel that. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're running out of time. So push to when your kids happen to be going
So-
to school
Yeah.
with Joseph Ramos's kids,
Right.
Okay.
So you use your contacts.
Use your
Yeah,
contacts,
so you use your
everybody.
contacts.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so-
There is someone you know right now that can help you get to the next part of your life.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I contacted Dr. Ramos, and I said, any chance you might be hiring and might be interested in interviewing me? And he is an incredibly gracious person.
Yeah.
And even though he has a very, very busy schedule, he made the time to meet me one evening for coffee. And I said, this is my shot. I got to sell myself. He knew me from the world of our kids' elementary school and the volunteer work
Yes.
that I did
He
there.
didn't know that you were a lawyer, that
I
you
don't
made
think-
partner before
Yeah.
you had the kids. Right.
Right.
Okay.
And so he took a chance on me. He gave me a chance.
But you know what? That's awesome. I love you. Another reason why I love you, Dr. Ramos. But what were you feeling when you went to that meeting? Like you said, you were smart enough, because so many people go to that meeting just thinking, well, hopefully I'll get some tips. I'll write something down. You went with the determination of, I'm going to show this man who I am. This is my shot. Right? You were like, Eminem, this is your one shot.
Right, exactly. I
Right?
knew I got to get hired because I had sent out enough resumes.
Yes.
And received no responses whatsoever to know that, okay, for a woman in her 50s, over 50, who had been out of the workforce for 16 years.
Whose resume has a huge hole in it.
Massive hole.
Yep.
Yeah, Grand Canyon size hole. I was going to need to find a way back into the legal field in a less than conventional way.
Okay, so you're at the lunch. You're bringing up the charts.
No,
you're
coffee.
popping out.
Evening coffee.
You're at the evening coffee.
Yeah.
You got the charts out. You're pointing to stuff. You're showing him all of the stuff you've won in the past. What was the conversation? Did you have to prove a lot? Did you have to show him what you could do? Were you on a temporary basis with him, or did
it was a little tricky because we had a little bit of a personal friendship.
Yeah.
That already existed. I mean, I knew his wife better than him, obviously, just because the moms tend to get to know each other a little better. And so I, was just real clear that, look, I know I can do this. I know that if you give me a shot, I don't know the area you're practicing, but I know me, and I know that I will learn it, and I know that you will get the best out of me that I can give you.
That's exactly
And just if you'll give me an opportunity, but if it doesn't work out, no hard feelings. You gave me a shot, and if I didn't work out, then
That's awesome. You
We
still,
can just-
even in you saying I might not work, you still had dignity in saying it. If it doesn't work out, then you can tell me goodbye, but give me that shot.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this TV show. That's exactly what I was saying in those meetings. Just give me the shot. Give me the
Right.
shot. If it doesn't work out, we'll deal with it then.
Right.
But it's working out, isn't it?
it's working out.
All right, we'll
It
be
is.
right back to talk about it more, everybody. Thank you so much, Marianne, for sharing your story. When we come back, everybody, since Marianne's a lawyer, we're going to talk to her about what you should do in an accident, because I didn't do it right when I got in an accident. We'll be right back, everybody. Don't go away. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of The Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. All right, everybody, welcome back. We've been talking to Marianne Garrison. She's a personal injury lawyer with Ramos Law, and she's not only sharing her life story and career experiences with us, but Marianne is also here to give us some advice about what to do if you're ever involved in an accident. Knock on petrified wood, fake wood. But we all hope it never happens, but it's happened to me. Raise your hand if it's happened to you, and I didn't do the right things when it happened. Knowledge is power. Marianne, you were just saying you didn't even know what a personal injury lawyer was when you first got with Dr. Ramos.
Right.
Right. How did he explain it to you?
Wait, before I say that, I just have to tell you, when I was coming in the studio this morning, I literally watched a 3-car accident right there at the intersection.
Did you?
Yes, I heard the big sound and happened right there at the intersection.
So do you run over and give him your car?
No, and Mary asked me that same thing. No, that is tacky. No, we don't
I
do
know,
that.
you're right. You put it in the windshield. I know.
We fly them out the window.
You go buy them.
We don't chase ambulances anymore. We chase car accidents.
Exactly. Then I wonder if they were doing the right thing. Immediately when the accident happens, you have to, well, first get out and assess the damage, right? See if everybody's okay. Yes.
Right. So
yes.
I saw immediately what happened in that instance was cars backed up, you know, and
Yes.
so the 3 cars that were involved in the accident, they did the right thing, but it was right there at 6th and Spear, so there's not really a shoulder to pull off of.
No,
but
there's not.
they pulled off to the side into
Good.
a safe area. as best
Nothing
that
makes
they
me
could.
more mad when I see cars that obviously can still move,
Right.
and they're not moving. Move them out of the way, over to the side, get out of the way of traffic.
Yeah.
Just be for safety reasons.
For
you don't want
safety.
cars coming by you. You know what you do while you're driving. You don't want to be standing out there while somebody doing what you do driving comes by you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. We
And
all do
because-
crazy stuff while we're driving.
Yeah.
Okay, so immediately, once you've moved out to the side of the road, thank you for saying that, start taking photos. Start
Well,
getting information. Is that what the next thing is?
Well, immediately make sure you're okay.
Yeah. We got
and,
that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you are, check on the other people involved.
I don't
If
know.
you
They started it. No, I'm kidding. We're going to go check on them. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're gonna check on them, and then you're gonna get your handy little cell phone out, and start taking pictures. I mean, especially if the accident was not your fault,
Right.
And a good little tip, because it happens more times than you think. People tend to flee the scene of an accident
Because a lot of people don't have insurance.
They don't have insurance, or perhaps they're under the influence
No,
of
you're
something
right.
at the time. And so as quickly as you can, get the license plate
Gotcha.
captured of the other cars involved, just in case they end up fleeing. And even if they pull over at first, you
Get
know,
that license
when
plate.
you're not paying attention, that's when they
Then
get
they
back
just
in their
go,
car
right.
and go. So
Okay, good one.
get the license plate, and then you're going to call 911, especially if there's an injury.
Okay.
But even if there's not an injury, you want to call for the police to come.
I
because
do.
They do, because they want to take an accident report.
But then I've always heard you just call and file it later.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But then you run into the possibility that the other car now says, well, you cut me off.
That's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly, Marianne, what happened
and
to
so
me.
you don't want
And I was like, "Are you
time.
crazy?
Yeah.
Like you knew that you caused my problem."
Right.
And then it got flipped so much that my insurance agency actually said I was 50% involved.
Exactly.
And I wasn't, but they kind of wanted to just push it through the system and get rid of it. And
Right.
I was sitting there like, "But I was innocent."
Right.
And it didn't matter. And I was in the system already, and I didn't
Yep.
do the right information in the first place.
And you didn't get your property damage fully covered, and
Explain
all
that.
kinds of things.
Okay, explain
so,
that.
So when you're in an accident, okay, so let's put aside the possibility that you've been injured personally, bodily injury. Right now, let's just mention property damage.
Perfect.
So the at-fault driver is going to be responsible for paying for the repairs or the total loss value of your vehicle, depending on the circumstances. So if you've got a police report where statements are being taken at the time, potential witnesses, their names and numbers are written down, if a police report designates the other driver as at fault, then you've got pretty much the solid case, right there, and not many people challenge it after that, and the insurance adjusters tend to just go with that. If that's the case, you have a couple choices at that point. You can choose to work just with the other insurance company, the
Right.
at-fault driver's insurance company, to have the repairs done on your car.
Right.
And if that's the case, you're not worrying about a deductible or anything. They
Right.
also have to provide you a rental vehicle while yours is being repaired, or you're without a vehicle. And you can get the repairs done that way. If you don't want to go through the other driver's insurance,
Right.
you can go through your own insurance company, assuming you've got coverage for property damage. They'll pay for the repairs, but you're going to have to pay your deductible up front but once they get the deductible reimbursed by the
Okay.
at-fault driver, you'll be reimbursed.
So here's the thing, Marianne, you just lost me, so
Oh,
don't worry
sorry.
about that's why Marianne's a lawyer. You go to Marianne. So to connect with Marianne, go to ramoslaw.com. She'll help you with your personal injury case and so much more. I was kidding. I was following you. Don't
Oh,
worry.
good.
We'll be
Okay.
right back. I followed you. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. It's already time for the show to end, but I want to thank all of you for watching, and thank you to my partners, Ramos Law, FitMD, the Colorado Lottery, and Oakwood Homes. Thank you to IKEA Centennial, and thank you, Marianne, for being here. Also, KathyJShow.com. Remember, go and check out everything there. Marianne, some final thoughts for stay-at-home moms?
Final thoughts for stay-at-home moms. You absolutely have the hardest job in the world. So remember, when you decide to go back into the workforce, if you do, it's a piece of cake. All you have to do is just make a plan and execute on it.
There
You've
you
already
go.
done the hardest part.
That's exactly right, Marianne. Hi to Marianne's girls. She loves you so much.
I do.
We'll
I
see
love
you
you both.
later. Bye.
Bye.
That's exactly right.